How do? We all okay? So we are back with the interviews. It's just myself this week. So any technical glitches, I do apologise. The video, for some reason, coming from our guest today wasn't great, but the volume is absolutely perfectly fine. So yeah, enjoy it. Hit the subscribe, hit a like, drop a comment below, check out the socials. We're coming up with these interviews. We really enjoy doing them. We're going to split it into two lots. This one coming up on Thursday and another one probably coming up on Saturday, I think. We'll discuss that with Mr. Andrew. But enjoy it. Here we go. When this is up. So, here we are. We are back on the Road Hunters interviews. And this time we have Mr. Brett Murray.
Hello.
Now, if anything technical is wrong with this, I'm going to blame Andrew because he's not here and he does all the recording. So,
yeah, that can work.
it's his fault. So, he did tell me how to do it. I can do complicated stuff, I can't do simple things, and he tells me it's simple. So, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So, Brett, you are... I'll let you introduce yourself a little bit. You are a rally driver. You're in the BTRDA series now, aren't you?
I'm having a crack at that this year. Yeah, it's new experiences was the gist of this year, really. We sort of started stage rallying 2020 with 3 events towards the end of the year. We all know why that was like that. We don't need to go into it.
No. Probably get banned on YouTube anyway for saying it. So
yeah. So, and then 2021 seemed to be a lot of the same events again, and sort of had a successful year with winning the Association of Eastern Motor Clubs Championship, and just where we did do the 3 events. It was Donington and Flying Fortress. We done twice in both year, once each year, and a couple of the circuit events, and just felt that we found our feet and were sort of comfortable in that, and just got a bit of a feeling and an itch to do some forestry events. It's what we all fall in love with rallying for.
I'll tell you right, it's the bucket list stuff in it that's on there.
Yeah, so I'll just pause there because it's chucking down the rain now.
Yeah, it's just started as well.
I don't know whether you're picking it up. I'm sitting in the conservatory.
No, it's fine.
On the roof at the minute.
No, it sounds all good this end.
No problem, man. But yeah, we just fancied having a crack at the BTRDA and some forestry events, knowing that it'd be, heavy on the pocket and steep on the learning. So
that's it. Yeah.
When you get these itches, you just gotta get them out. Either get them out your system, or they just plague you, don't they? So
yeah. Yes, I know about that. No, that's cool. We'll come on to BTRDA as well in a little bit, I think. Probably in the second part of this, I reckon. So it'll be quite interesting to see that curve. So, yeah, you also drive with your dad as your co-driver.
Yes.
I was fortunate enough to be at Donny with you last year, which was great seeing you both going out there. I was trying to think as well, and the first time I'd sort of come across you, because I know we sort of initially talked on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I think you were the driver of the week on the Jess Shanahan's Racing Mentor podcast.
Yes.
And I seem to remember thinking, oh, rally driver, because obviously rallycross, and you get the thing of very sort of track focused. Like, oh, rally driver, I'll have a look. And I remember thinking, I'll go and have a look for him. And it randomly came into my head driving back from work today. And I was like, Yeah, that was
Yeah,
very
it's
cool.
when you were asking, I was actually sitting there scratching my head, going, I actually can't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems
Oh,
like
careful, Molly.
we've, we've had communications on social media for, quite a while now, and I mean that must have been in 2020 when
Yeah.
I just got started. I mean, that must have been quite early on because I got that through finding some local media coverage in the paper, and it
Nice.
was off the back of that. With I think Jess had given me she'd paved the way of like this is how you do it, like Jess does. This is how you
Yep.
do it, and gives you all the right advice
Yep.
in just communicating with these different people on these journeys, and it come off, and it must have only been. I think it might have been my second event that I'd done as a driver sort of thing, and ended up,
Nice.
and that come as a massive surprise. Like that was sort of out of nowhere. I was listening to the podcast. I think when it was either just she was releasing them through lockdown quite regularly at
Yeah.
the time, and I was listening to them on the day of release while I was at work, and I remember being at work and just being like. She just said my name. Like that's me.
That's cool. That's me. I love it. Yeah.
It was a bit of a like I wasn't just out of nowhere, and it's at that point it gives you confidence, and you think right, I'm doing the right things. But I just come across that. I think I come across her book first
Hmm.
before the podcast and the social media and all that. That was and for me to go and buy a book, I could still see my mum like falling over now when I told her I bought a book. Like it's just so not me thing today.
Yeah.
And then when I showed her what it was about, she was like, she got back up again and went, "Oh well, like that makes sense of it now." Like, yeah, I can see why you bought a book. Like, yeah, it's motorsport.
Yeah.
But
Motorsport and sponsorship. It's yeah. So right.
and then from getting the book, it sort of just led to one thing to another, and it's good advice that edge you in the right direction, sort of thing. You still got to go and do it yourself,
Yeah.
but it's like I always say, I wouldn't have known where to start. I wouldn't have known where to go, who to speak to, how to do it, and now I sit here and think I've just about got it sussed in my head on the right way to go about it.
Yeah, that's it. I find because with myself now and starting the autocross and rallycross
Yeah.
this weekend, in fact. But it's that you're going right. Okay, so I've got this season, we've got this championship, and there's that big daunting thing in it about motorsport that whatever reason we're doing it for, we still have to fund it, and it's not necessarily the easiest thing.
The bit that gets me is I sort of say to people, we've won the, as such, it's like a regional championship what we won last year, and I say to people, what do you get for winning that then? A trophy? Is that it? And it's like, yeah, it's just a trophy. It's pride and joy on my mantelpiece at the minute. Like, don't have a pop at it. But everybody immediately associates motorsport with like money, and they just expect you to turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I want a financial prize at the end of it." And it's like, oh, you spent all that money and you didn't win anything. Yeah, I did. I won a trophy and the championship. Like that's what I've done. But they don't grasp at that level that it's all self-funded, self-built. Like it don't comprehend with outside people, that side of it.
I think that's it. And then you take the organisation staff, volunteer, your marshals, everybody else. Like people were literally doing that for the love of what we're doing. And even if like myself with Road Hunters, and I've got this big sort of mission to grow this brand and to have a mental health element to it and fundraising and stuff like that. It's all for the passion of it. So if nothing ever happens, you don't care because you're doing what you love doing. And I think that's as well something with you that it just immediately came across was you have this big passion for it, which I think's cool. So what we're gonna do? So what I came up with originally was this like little quick fire question rounds. Turns out it's not quick fire,
Right.
but we do it at the start of every little interview that we do here. So we're going to 10 questions.
Okay.
Loosen us up, although I don't think we need too much of that already. But
We're alright.
we'll go. So, first car.
First car. It wasn't actually mine, but the first car I was driving on the road was a Mark III Astra Estate 1.7 turbo diesel. It was my mum and dad's. We used to get pulled over 3 times a day in it because it just looked stolen permanently. And it was good. It was a good car, to be honest.
Nice.
And it used to give, even though it was a diesel, because of the turbo, it was a competition for most of what my mates had, whether it be 1 or 2 litre. It was fun.
Was that the rounded sort of one, the Mark III?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of the 90s.
Yeah.
Mid 90s sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it just used to get pulled out. I got to the point where I had all my documentation in the glove box.
Just to answer them, right?
Yeah, they just used to come to the door and I used to just hand them like my insurance, my driving licence, and everything. You know, it was just what it looked like. By the time you had 4 lads in it, and you know, it just was like, that's stolen.
Yeah.
And it was like a maroon red. It was.
Nice. Very 90s.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was the first car I was. And then I think the first car that I had, which was my own, was a 1400 Corsa Sport.
Yeah.
Which, it went well, to be fair.
Nice.
And blew up and crashed it and did everything you were supposed to do as a teenager with a 16-valve Vauxhall.
Yeah, I did that with my motorbikes, crashed them far too many times.
I didn't. I snubbed bikes, mopeds and bikes. I can understand the attraction, and I get them. I've got nothing against them. Just I'll watch from a distance for that one. I think.
Yeah, they're the mental things. They really are. Favourite car then?
Favourite car? I could go on all day. I think if what road car or rally?
Yeah, let's go road car and then rally car. And I think it's impossible to tell a petrolhead what your actual favourite car is. So we'll just go for like one in the top 5 or 10.
You know, a true petrolhead will always struggle to nail one car as.
Yeah.
That's what. But I think probably the one that I've got one in restoration as well. So the Mark II Escort is, you know, even as a road car, just. Yeah. And I've got an RS 2000 which has been in restoration for far too long, but just the way the money's gone on them, it's time, money, and effort, and you've never got all of them at the same time, and it's sort of increasing in value all the time. So it's on the back burner, but yeah, I think if I just had to have one on the road, I think that's why it's probably that one at the moment, because I've got a desire to finish mine.
That's very, very cool. I appreciate that a lot. Yes, well up for that. What's your favourite rally car then?
It's got to be the Metro 6R4. It's got to be. No, we could argue every which way possible. Yeah. When you think about what the car was, how not, you know, you had the Quattros and the Lanciers and everything, and they were, you know, and it wasn't quite on par with them. It was, you know, possibly underpowered and had a few, you know, it wasn't on par, but boy, it could go and mix it with them at times, couldn't you?
Hell of a car. I love them now when you see him. Obviously, you got the guy in the MSN.
Yes.
You get him a little bit every now and again in like rallycross or, you know, retro stuff here and that. I think there was actually one that was supposed to be coming out in rallycross this year, but I've not seen it yet. They're so fugly looking that they're awesome.
The thing is, you can still see that it was your granny's car to go to Tesco's in.
Yeah,
it's got these bits on it, but it's still Granny's car's got Tesco's in.
the basics
And
of
then,
it. Yeah.
boy, they just take off, and the sound of them, and like I say, the underdog of the Group B,
Hmm.
that and it just, I think it's that tips any of the other Group B stuff for me.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair enough. I like that answer.
I
Very
mean,
much.
the only other thing that I think that I could come very close argument to, and it's probably heavily influenced from Andy, my dad, would be the Lancia Charters. And we've
Yes.
been in the forest with one of them. I think it was one of the not. I think it did one of the Nottinghamshire Forest rallies
Oh,
years ago.
nice.
I think it was Steve Perez's car, and I think Stig Blomqvist was driving it on the day. And you just when that takes off the line
Yeah.
5 mile away from you, you just hear it all the way through, and the roar of the engine. And when it gets to you, it's just something else. It's it's a beast.
It really is. The shape of it as well. It's so like
Yeah,
unique and just stands out, and it's
it
that
was,
sort of weird thing that initially like what the heck's that, and then you just like fall in love with this
yeah.
weirdness of just yeah
Italian. It's got that
that
Italian
thing.
style, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's
It,
yeah
screams through the forest as well as when you look at it, it just screams at you as well.
yeah
So
absolutely awesome thing. So yeah, if you got the Mark II or you got a 6R4, where would you take it?
oh, I tell I just because I've been there recently and loved it was my Heron and Sweet Lamb.
Yes.
Just done the rally nuts, and out of the 3 stages that we did that day, that was the one that I felt comfortable on,
Hmm.
and probably some of the better times from the day were out of that stage.
Yeah, that's very
And
much.
I just think that if now I've done it, it's all very easy to say I'll go here and all these places that you see on the telly, but somewhere you've been and experienced and felt. Look, I wouldn't say I was ever comfortable on the day, but it was probably where I was more on the pace I expected to be on the day, sort of thing. To be
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah.
but yeah, so the Sweetland complex, bit of water splash, a little bit of a
Yeah.
jump, some cool hairpins with the spectators there.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do it for, isn't
Heck yeah, innit? Too
it?
right. Screaming rear wheel drive and back end hanging out. Why not?
Yeah, not just before you get to the water splash side. There's a gate there.
Yeah, good point, yeah. Yeah, that might be a bit dodgy. Wait till that little complex where you come down and round
Yeah.
and up.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was great. I was probably far too slow through there, looking at some of like Dan's video footage. You see it from the outside, and you think, "Cool, that was a bit pedestrian compared to some of the other videos I've seen." But I thought it was quick at the time.
Smooth is fast, as they say.
Yeah, yeah.
Ish.
We weren't too far off the pace, to be honest. I
No.
expected to be a lot further out of it on the day.
Oh, cool. That's good. So, three favourite songs. I'll let you sort of listening to at the minute.
Three favourite songs.
Yeah, if you're a music person, that is.
Yeah, I am a music player. We're actually guilty of trying to relive the youth, and we've got My Chemical Romance tickets on Sunday night.
Oh no, I know some a few people going there.
Yeah, we actually got the tickets 2019, and it's just been
Been delayed
postponed and
since.
rescheduled, and it's taken forever to come round. But at the time, it was all like a good idea of like, yeah, I'll listen to them at school.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it's bringing back your teenage years, isn't it? I think that's what
We're gonna get there. It'll be a load of like grey-haired emos, like reliving the scene again. Like, I've been there, mate. Don't you worry.
Right. Yeah, the guy I know who's going as well. He's the same age as us, like, and yeah,
Yeah.
just imagine rock up in all the black outfit and back to how it was. Love it.
The thing is, I was like, you can say it now, like, Dan Gray, look. All that black hair is going to be white now, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh man.
Three favourite songs. That's another one like a Petrolhead. I think I'm gonna really struggle to nail it down.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're massive Foo Fighters fans. I've been to see them a number of times.
Awesome.
Avenged Sevenfold is.
Yeah.
But I think me and my wife have seen them 4, maybe 5 times now. So it's a large back catalogue of either of them, I suppose.
Yeah. Cool.
And then, I mean, Bruce Springsteen got played a lot again, and his
yeah.
and his influence as a child. But I think I'm going to struggle to nail down 3 songs.
Yeah.
But
I said to like when
I get to the point, I look at it and I think anything from the point that Black Eyed Peas went to number 1 in the UK chart backwards, I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Anything that goes from Black Eyed Peas onwards, I either haven't got a clue or I've lost.
Because the best Black Eyed Peas was pre-Fergie.
Yeah.
Other than, what was it? Where's the Love? But pre-Fergie and all back there.
I think that Where's the Love went to number 1 in the UK charts. All the sort of rock music and everything that would be in the charts just disappeared, and the charts became, I don't even know what genre it is that we call it now. Like just
some weird
completely
pop
lost
crap.
track.
Yeah, that's it. But I always think that if I
think that, but I think from that point, that has always been the point that I mark of like I lost interest in modern music. I think it was getting old as well, but it was a change.
Might have been that.
In my music taste, it's sort of all the stuff that I like just disappeared out of the charts, and I've probably never decided to listen to a new band since that point either, and I'll just stick with what I like.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So why not? I always think like I could probably say like the 3 songs I'm listening to that day, like on repeat, more than what is actually my favourite, because I mix genres constantly. So yeah. Films. Are you a film guy?
Yeah, I do some films. I'm very selective in my films, and I can probably give you 3 of them quite easily.
Go on
then. Pulp Fiction.
Quality.
Just for whatever reason.
Yeah, got a load of artwork of it as you come in our house.
Yeah, just. Mate, to be honest, I'm quite a Tarantino person. I tend to like all of his stuff, even if it gets slated and hated and all the rest of it. I tend to just like what he does with things.
I've got a death proof tattoo of his film. You know, the case, the artwork on my leg.
Yeah.
Yes, that was my. I balanced Car and Tarantino and thought, oh, death proof, quality call.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See, but a lot of people either don't know about death proof or just hammer it. I don't understand.
Well, I suppose it was that Grindhouse little thing, didn't it? 'Cause you had that and you had the what was it called?
Oh, you're going to do me out now.
What's it called? Think Planet?
Yeah, something.
Oh, that's gonna drive me insane.
Yeah, it comes to me like half an hour's time, I think.
Yeah, so when we finished,
it was the bit. It was just the car chase as well, wasn't it? Wasn't it like the record for like the longest car chase?
Yeah, some mad.
It was just for the sake of doing it, and people don't understand what's going. I don't think anybody will understand what goes on in Tarantino's head sometimes.
No, probably for the best.
What I always said to people, if he wasn't writing these films, it'd be banged up.
Yes.
Because it'd just be doing all of this. It'd be like real life to him.
Yeah.
He's got to put it down on paper and portray it through the screen, otherwise he'd be in trouble.
Pretty much, yeah. I agree with that.
I think that's the way I see it. But Pulp Fiction's definitely straight away in the top 3. Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah. Quality film.
I can probably recite it from start to finish, all characters all the way through. I don't think there isn't a line, a look, a scene out of place with the whole thing. It's just brilliant, and just annoyed me that Guy Ritchie never quite emulated it, did he?
No.
Snatch was good,
Snatch was good.
but then it sort of began to unravel
Yeah.
from Snatch onwards, I think.
I did like, and I only watched it recently because I don't particularly watch TV. I didn't even realise he had new movies out. Is it The Gentleman?
Yes, I've heard of it.
I watched that a few weeks ago and I really enjoyed that. It kind of felt like it had that vibe to it, but it was a separate, it wasn't like, just like it was unraveling and kind of falling apart. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
It's just I think the cast was,
Yes.
with Lock, Stock, the cast was so good and
perfect.
I don't think even if you recast it, and I don't think you'd ever get to them guys doing them things.
No, that cast was everything about it. His directing, his screenplay,
yeah. I mean, I remember people in school coming out with lines out of that film, and it didn't go down very well, but it was but I'm not going to go into it on air, like we're a family show, aren't we? So
no, probably not the best.
But I can remember lines and catchphrases out of Lock, Stock, just being thrown around at school just out of nowhere, and you just, oh my god, like you just said that, like. But that's another. And then I think to number 3, I'd be torn between Senna and Rush.
Yeah.
I would have a bit of a problem. I think I've got a bit of a problem separating the two.
Yeah. Rush is. I watched that about a few months ago, and I don't know why I hadn't watched it before. I was blown away by how good it was.
Oh, it just we went to the cinema to see it.
Oh, that'd have been insane.
It was, to be honest, mate, it was the sound of everything. We were just in the chair, like, oh my god, this is like, this is amazing.
It is. It has that weird. I found it a weird way of kind of like it put you there, and I think as like petrol and I don't know, so like with me, like growing up, like it literally motorsport saved me, and it just put me into like feeling like I could feel the vibration even though I'm just sat watching brilliant film
and the Senna, the way Senna was put together just blows me away. It was like, I think it's like 1700 hours of footage was watched to piece together what is it, like an hour and a half film
like that,
and it was, and to think that none of the footage was ever recorded for the film. It was all archive footage pieced together, and the way it tells the story, and it really does encapsulate the character, the rivalry, the story behind it, and it's all. It was like almost watching it live in fast forward, if you know what I mean. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was like
good.
To be able to put a piece of, it's art really, isn't it? To be able to put something together like that, it's mega. It just blows me away, sort of thing, right? Yeah. And I think I'd struggle to separate the two, because I think both of them I was apprehensive of. Motorsport films don't always do very well as films, and hearing of both of them, very apprehensive, and to go in there and to be blown away by both of them the way I was, I think they're equal films, and if you put any one of them 3 on, that's me for a good 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, sorted. that'll do. We probably get on well then for a film like. Go to takeaway then with the film. What are you having?
Takeaway. I am a pizza monster.
That'll do.
And it probably don't do my physique no good, but I do like a nice Chinese. I think
that's good. Same over that. Although I do have a T-shirt that's got pizza slot all over it.
Yeah.
But my stomach doesn't like me when I do that, so I have to be careful. Favourite place you've been?
Favourite place I've been? I haven't been many places, to be honest. I get told I'm very English by my wife. Who's my wife's lived in Spain and been here and
Oh,
been there,
darn.
and I've been on a couple of Spanish holidays as on a few occasions. Um,
I do love Spain.
I mean, I've always liked the Lake District. We went there a
Mm.
couple of times as kids, and it was like summer holidays. But some of the roads up there, and it's it's great, and it's just scenery.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff to see. These waterfalls, and I know it sounds all a bit, but it's just such a nice place,
Yeah.
and
No, I can appreciate that.
yeah, it's just nice part of the world, and you could sort of forget it's there, I imagine.
Yeah, I think we could do that a lot with a lot of places in the UK. Like
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how other people feel, but I sort of, struggle kind of in the built environment, even though I work. My
yeah,
actual job is within that industry. Um, and then you kind of go to some place. We went to Flamborough.
yes,
Um, like, what was it? Would have been, well, last year now, wasn't it? But it blew my mind how stunning it was. And then you go to these places, Scotland, Lake District,
yeah,
all these different, and you just like, you forget what we actually do have a little bit here, and it is
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Um, I mean, we're,
It's too long in society, don't we?
yeah, that's
But,
just like, give me a car, give me somewhere in the wilderness, and a nice road, sorted. Yeah, that'll
yeah.
do. Yes,
Yeah. I think we like the district just because of, like, say, a few summer holidays as a kid, and just yeah, I haven't been there for long enough. I don't think. Might have to go back.
yeah, too right, too right. Where have you always wanted to go?
Always want to go. I've always had a thing for seeing what this Tokyo is all about.
Yeah,
I mean, as a kid, I was always gadget and computers and
yeah, well,
Sega and Nintendo, and it was like you got to go. I don't even know if it's still there in Japan. It was Sega World in Japan, wasn't it? And that was always like you've got to go there. When you're into your games and everything.
yeah,
I've always had a thing for there. But I think now I've seen some other places on the telly, and I think Tokyo probably wouldn't do me now. Probably quieten down a little bit. Don't want all that hassle.
yeah. Busy place in it. It seems
Yeah,
very.
I'd want that now, but um, was it was a program. I think it was St Lucia,
Oh yeah,
and just someone was on a cable car going over St Lucia, and it was looking out, and and I thought, do you know what, that looks really,
yeah, uh,
picturesque, and I
yeah.
could go and chill out there. Whether I've got the bank balance for it's another thing.
Probably not. Yeah, I remember at primary school. This is my weird selective memory coming into account here. At primary school, we discussed St Lucia and corrugated roofs on the houses. I have
Right.
no idea why, at all. Don't know what the point was. All I remember thinking was, "That's amazing,"
Yeah.
and don't know why. I was a kid, like you
Yeah.
had, like a Western house and Western
Yeah.
life and everything, and I was just like, yeah, it's always stuck with my mind.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go over to that way. My fiance, well, wife to be, eventually when things calm down and bugger off and get cheaper again,
Yeah.
he's part of a family's Jamaican, and it's just like you look around that part of the world and it is incredible.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful. It's yeah, next level, I think. Another hobby other than racing.
Another hobby other than racing. I suppose I've got to go to me football. I suppose
Yeah.
I mean, I've sort of done a few things in my time. It was rugby at school. Then sort of played a bit of football until I busted up my knee, and done a bit of boxing. Done a half marathon, and sort of flirted with a few other things, but it's motorsport that drives it. With football supporting some ropey team and seeing ups and downs, and we missed out again last night. So
Yeah. fair enough. Yeah, Andrew's a football type person. I don't actually know who he supports. I never
Yeah.
bothered to pay any attention when people talk about it,
I
unfortunately.
mean, my sort of my love for football has dwindled recently to the point where I have to think about even if it is
Hmm.
still a hobby of mine, because like I say, I used to play and used to go week in week out to see my team and
Yeah.
season ticket holder, and I've done it for yonks and
Yeah.
years and years done it, and now I sort of put it on, and it's like I'm only sort of interested in my own team, whereas before I'd watch all of it and
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
soak it up and be interested, and I don't know, it's sort of it's changed in recent years, and I know it's people say it's good for the game and everything, but I don't know, it's not really enjoyment out of it for me a little
Hmm.
bit.
Yeah. When I was young, I was quite into it. I mean, I'm from Manchester originally, so it was
Right?
Stockport County and Manchester United.
Yeah.
Um,
When I was a
Stockport
kid,
County was
Manchester United, I grew up as a kid and watched Man United going from, 92, was it Brian Robson,
yeah,
going through all that, Cantona coming in the door, then the class
yeah,
of 92, it was a young British side
yeah,
winning the league, FA Cup, and, grew up with that, and it was
yeah,
like, wow, this is good,
yeah,
this is worth watching, and, the treble of 99 with Man
yeah.
United,
Remember that?
and the
Out on the street
excitement
at night playing football afterwards.
the
Uh,
excitement of that game, though,
uh,
it was like they were going out from 5 minutes from the end, for the
yeah,
whistle, and the equaliser went in. I mean, I can remember going from tears in like the bloody 87th minute of like they've not won it, to begging my mum to stay up for the extra time, to like, oh, we've won
yeah,
in the space of about 5 minutes, and it was like
yeah,
I can look at it now and go, yeah, I can understand why I got roped into this football thing. Like the roller coaster of emotions that you
yeah,
experience, like that's what we do all these hobbies for, isn't it? For
yeah.
a
That's
better
it.
feeling
Yeah,
alive,
that's it.
and it was
Passion
a
in it.
great game. And then it was, I mean, I started going to see Luton Town. That must have been mid-90s,
Yeah,
and that was a similar sort of thing. We were going every week, and it was, I think, one year. I think the first year I went, we got relegated, and my brother went, "You ain't going to come again, are you?" But there was just such a feeling in that ground
mm,
of, the home support and everything. I was like, "No, it's quite good. I'll keep coming." And then we went through relegations and promotions over the next 15, 20 years, like left, right, and centre, and you know, it's sort of it is all them feelings that you do it for. But
yeah, that's it. I used to go to Stockport County because Stockport's where I'm from, and
yeah,
I mean the rubbish, like next level rubbish. I think they're in Conference North now
right.
or something. That's
Stockport, we used to play Stockport in
yeah,
league, well, probably in division. I'm showing my age now. Division 2 or whatever it
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah,
League 1 level.
yeah,
So, probably even been there on an away day at some point.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think. I mean, I don't really go back to Stockport anymore. It's just grey.
Yeah.
It's grey skies, grey roads, grey buildings. It's just grey everywhere. That place. But I thought I assumed they're still at the same stadium. I don't know. I think I had a look to see randomly where they were, and it was
My
conference.
team is. I don't. They keep saying it's been a new stadium at Luton for the last 30, 40 years. It's never
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. I'll be right one day.
Yeah.
And finally, then one fact we wouldn't guess about you, and this is often a tricky one.
Uh, it's probably my half marathon time. What do you reckon I've done my half marathon?
Hang on.
13.1 miles.
13.1 mile. Flipping heck. Let me. Oh god, you're asking me about running. I came up in strength sports. I know about lifting heavy weights.
Well, I'd tell you.
What's yeah, what would be a quick? Like, is it a quick marathon's like three.
Well, let's put it this way: the top marathon runners that do London Marathon
Yeah.
were doing the whole thing as quick as I done the half thing.
What do they do it in? Is it sub 3 hours, is it, or something they do?
They're just under 2 hours.
It's just under 2 hours. How do you do that under 2 hours?
I do 30,
How do you do half a marathon in under 2 hours? I'd also like to ask, because that is a lot of effort.
That's what you were asking.
Yeah, but like, how? That's impressive. That.
It was 1 hour 55 minutes.
Benac.
I'd done 13.1. And don't ask me to do it again because I probably won't.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I mean,
It was one of them. My brother roped me into it. I started doing some running, and then he was like, "Oh, it's the local 10k run, and if you've started now, you'll be just in time to go and do that." So yeah, all right, signed up. Oh, I'm not doing that one, he goes. Oh. So I went and done it on my own. Like, all right, yeah, cheers. Did the 10k in, that was under an hour, and he went, you're bang on course. I'm doing the Bedford half marathon in September or whenever it was. He goes, you're bang on course to be able to carry on training and do that. If you sign up now, they've still got places. And he said, I'm definitely doing it, and we'll do it. So I signed up, and that was it. It was like I was committed then.
Yeah, nice.
And it was running twice a week, rice and chicken diet. It went serious. I ended up about half the size I am now, and and just managed to do it. And then my brother said to me, "Are you going to do another one?" I said, "No, I'm not. I've done it now.
I've done it. Yeah, that's it."
And I've done it, and I can't live like that.
No, I must admit, I've started taking up mountain biking recently, and I'm looking at doing either like an off cross country or like an XC mountain bike event, and as like a fundraiser for Lee's Mind. And it's weird. I've detested anything that involves more than 3 reps, like ever since I started physical activity. And then obviously I got I competed and then I got injured and what have you, and time out. But I'm actually like really enjoying this. It's weird. Like
there was times when you're out doing, because I used to do a little short fast run in the middle of the week in the evening.
Yeah.
Which was, I'd rather not do it, but we did it. And then you used to go out on a weekend, normally a Sunday morning, and do a longer, sort of slower, more endurance sort of based.
Yeah,
and
nice.
To be fair, when I was out on the early mornings on the Sundays, you'd get halfway around and you're like, this is quite like something almost therapeutic about this. Just out on your own, music on and sort of minding your business, and I don't know. It was something alright about it until you thought, right, I've really got to start pushing for no. It's now a cup of coffee and a bacon roll and razzing around some track in a car now.
Yeah, in fact, let's get 42 minutes in. I think this will be halfway, and then we'll put the next one up. Let's get into the rallying then and the motorsport, what we're all here for. This is why Andrew's supposed to be here, because he stops me from going on too long about other things that don't matter.
It's 2 of us. It's probably a bad combination. Yeah,
probably. I'll just talk forever. So into the motorsport side of things then. So what was like sort of growing up influences? Like, did you get